Hotel, please, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Come down. Thank you. Mr. Wiley, thanks for being here today. If you would just push the button there on that line in front of you, it should turn green. And if you would just your name and who you're representing here today, which would be Home 2 Suites, please.
My name is Cameron Wiley, and I'm the general manager of the Home 2 Suites in Conway, Arkansas.
All right, thank you for doing your civic duty to be here today. We appreciate it very much. I am going to place you under oath. If you would, please raise your right hand, and do you solemnly swear and affirm testimony you're about to give will be truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wiley, there's no reason for us to think that you have participated in anything that is out of the nature of complying with law, but you can provide some information, and that's what we're looking for today, is just some information. As you heard me say a while ago, we're trying to look at the process, see if we need to change the process, or see if the current process has been violated. So just a few questions for you, if you would, please. You're the general manager of the Home 2 Suites Hotel in Conway, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And during a period of time this last summer, you had quite a few folks that were staying with you that were there for the purpose of gathering signatures. Is that your understanding, or do you have any knowledge of that?
That is my understanding, yes.
Okay. And those individuals, when they registered, did they register individually, or were they registered by somebody else to stay at the motel?
The majority of them were registered by a singular individual. Very few of them registered under their own name.
Okay. What was that name that they were registered under, please, sir?
The name they were mostly registered under was Conrad Reynolds.
Okay. And how was the room paid for? How were the rooms paid for?
The rooms were paid for by different means. There was when I say one, there was one giant check for $13,000 that was split between multiple rooms, and then towards the end it was paid for with a credit card.
Okay. And the credit card was in whose name? Do you remember that?
That I do not know. I was not the one who actually registered.
Okay. Do you remember the time frame, or do you have the time frames in which the individuals were at the hotel?
Yes, I actually printed off all of the registrations for the rooms that were under Conrad Reynolds, as well as a few of the other ones that I was able to pick up. Some of them were short stays within the middle of July. There's one right here that started in mid-June and didn't check out until early August. Those are going to be the time frames that are for almost all of these stays.
And early August, do you happen to have that date in front of you? Was it August 4th, 5th, 6th?
August the 7th. That was the date of checkout here. As I said, I have about 15 receipts. This one was August 5th, so if they didn't check out in that time frame in August, it may have been like half of the stay where they checked in June and checked out in July.
Okay. Do you happen to have the names of those that were there after August 5th?
The only one that I believe I have the name of as far as being there after August the 5th was a Gail Golek. She checked out on the 7th. That one is, we checked out before, and then the last one, this one checked out in July. So only Gail Golek from the records that I have as far as names that are not Conrad Reynolds checked out after the 5th.
Okay, and that's spelled G-A-I-L, and then the last name is G-O-L-E-C.
That is correct.
Okay, and that was August 7th, you said?
That's correct.
Okay, and as far as state again the addresses that they registered under, do you know what addresses you have them registered under?
All of the addresses, with the exception of one, were registered to a Conway address, 4699 Prince Street, Unit 9 in Conway, Arkansas. The only one that wasn't that address was the Gail Golek, who had an Arizona address.
Okay, so all the other ones were actually registered at the motel under a Conway address?
That is correct.
Okay, not individualized like their driver's license or address on their driver's license?
That is, yes, they were all under that Prince Street address in Conway.
Okay. Did you check with Did you check with your corporate legal before you came to testify today?
I did not.
Okay. Do you know of any reasons why we couldn't have copies of what you brought here today, or do you need to check with your legal to see before you release those to us as a committee?
I can check with the with legal. Unfortunately, my human resources director is out today, and so it wouldn't be until tomorrow until I get a pinpoint on that. But I can check to see if there's somebody else that would have the knowledge on the procedure for releasing this.
Okay, so what I'd like to ask you, because I don't want you to be in trouble, I don't want us to be in trouble, or anybody else to be in trouble, would you check with your corporate legal, please? And if you are able to release those to us, would you, you'd be willing to do that if you get the clearance? Is that agreeable?
Yes, I'd release these to you.
Okay, and final question for me. Are you owed anything? Have you been paid in full?
From my understanding, none of these have any outstanding balances. Everything was paid in full. There's no bad debt accrued due to all of these stays.
Okay, and what was the total amount you were paid again?
Oh, I did not. I didn't add all
Well,
that
you
up.
mentioned a number a while ago. Was it $13,500 something?
So that was a check that was paid to cover the outstanding balance, and that was in July. And then so there was probably another, I'd say, just an estimate, another 11 to 13,000 that was accrued from that point on forward. So probably about 24 to 26,000.
Okay, I'm going to recognize Representative Ray.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wiley. Just a couple of quick questions.